All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Nerd Enthusiast. If it's your first time here, well, thank you for stopping by. Make sure that you subscribe. Check out all our social media. Today we're doing an unboxing, but we're doing a toy unboxing, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and I'm going to explain what's going on with that. But exciting news with Nerd Enthusiast. We have a blog, nerdenthusiast.com, and on there you might have noticed some of our writers, Tom and Brandon, have been writing a lot about toys lately. Well, we're proud to announce that our buddy Matt, who owns the company and does all the editing and everything else for the company, has gave the blessing that Tom and Brandon are going to start their own toy podcast every month. So they're going to be doing toy podcasts every month. So this is a nice little introduction today of doing some toys, and pretty soon you'll be able to check that out. So make sure that you're following, subscribe to all our stuff, and you'll be able to see that every month. Today, myself, Ida Hoagie, I'm here with my boy Cam. So we were streaming last week, and we were talking about Funkos and Star Wars, and then this guy came up, and we talked about how we think this might be a good investment and get in it. So without further ado, we're going to unbox here.
A solid investment.
I haven't taken it out of the box. I cut it open, but I have not actually taken it out of the box. I was waiting for you.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
You said it's beautiful. Go ahead. You could take it out there.
Oh God, they really sealed them up good.
You got your pocket knife on you?
I do not have a pocket knife.
I had to slice it up here.
Oh boy, I don't want to like crinkle the case.
That's all right. You'll be all right. We'll get it. Well, first off, the guy that sent it to us, shout out to him because he did a good job bubble wrapping the hell out of this thing. But I mean, it's worth a good amount of money, so we appreciate that. We're getting there. We're getting there. I swear.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Now, I want to break it. All right, here we go. We got.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the top plastic's off there. We gotta get that back on.
Oh no.
All right, we gotta get that back on. All right, so what do we have here, sir?
Right here we have the limited edition Grand Admiral Thrawn Star Wars Celebration Pop Funko doll. We believe there was less than 1,000 of these made when the character was brought back, and they are currently going for several $100s on eBay, Amazon, and Craigslist.
So there was two. Now this is the same version, but there's two versions. We have the toy store version. I don't know if I should say the toy store on here, but we have the toy store release version of it, and then there was also one given out at the convention, which we think might be less than 1,000 of those in existence. They're worth a little more. This one's worth a little less, but the item inside is actually exactly the same. Now this has not been taken out of the box, and we don't plan on taking it out of the box.
No, sir.
We plan on keeping it there. So we're going to explain a little bit about General Admiral Thrawn.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Sorry. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, yeah, all the people are jumping in comments. Look at this nerd. He doesn't even know General from Grand Admiral.
Yes.
All right, so let's explain, first off, who he is, where he came from, and we'll kind of go from there for a couple minutes just explaining this to people.
Of course. So for your average Star Wars viewers, the ones who've only watched the movies and the newer TV shows like The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, when Ahsoka said, "Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?" in Chapter 13 of The Mandalorian, a lot of casual fans were like, Who?
Who? What are they talking about?
So before Disney bought Star Wars in 1991, the weird period between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy, various authors were given licensing to write Star Wars books to just fill in content of what happened after Return of the Jedi. One of these authors, Timothy Zahn, wrote a trilogy of books called the Thrawn Trilogy, with the first book being Heir to the Empire in 1991. He was the creator of the man, the myth, the legend right here, Grand Admiral Thrawn. In short, Thrawn is, no debate, the most intelligent and smartest character in all of Star Wars when it comes to war, battle, and strategy. He primarily analyzes the art, the culture, the society of any alien human species world that he faces, and can use what he learns to better combat the enemy he is currently facing at the time. So originally, Timothy Zahn wrote the 3 books, Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command through 1991 to 1993.
Spoilers.
where Thrawn actually ended up dying in the last
Spoiler,
book. Spoiler alert.
You gotta say spoiler before you tell him it's dead.
Thrawn ends up dying at the end of the last book, but ever since then, ever since those 3 first books came out, and then later in the mid-2000s, the book Outbound Flight, ever since then, Thrawn has been probably one of the most...
He's like a
fan favorite villain.
He's a fan favorite, like
since his creation, like Darth Vader.
Yeah, but he's a little more behind the scenes. And then so we jump forward to Disney then buys out everything Star Wars, including a lot of the rights. And so Star Wars Rebels, I guess we're going to talk about for a second here.
Yep.
This is kind of where most people were introduced to Thrawn through Star Wars Rebels.
Yes. So when Disney acquired Lucasfilm, what they did was all the books, TV shows, comics, everything written outside of the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, with the notable exception of Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the TV show, it was all decanonized, meaning it was not in the current continuity of what Disney was about to start creating. So Disney's second show that they made, Star Wars Rebels, in Season 3, they decided to bring back the character of Grand Admiral Thrawn, since he was, 1, a fan favorite, and 2, just an incredible enemy for the Rebels in the TV show to go up against. So that was Thrawn's introduction, and I'll preface it this time. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
At the end of Star Wars Rebels, Grand Admiral Thrawn's fate and the fate of our main protagonist of the series, Ezra Bridger, is left ambiguous. We don't know what happens to him, but they disappear, so to speak.
And so, explain in the movie timeline, where does Star Wars Rebels take place?
Of course. Star Wars Rebels takes place between Episode 3 and Episode 4, so it's during the early years of the Rebellion before A New Hope with Alderaan and Luke Skywalker and such. When Grand Admiral Thrawn disappears, it's about 2 years before the Battle of Yavin and the destruction of the Death Star. So I guess in Star Wars terminology, that's 2 BBY, before Battle of Yavin.
So, Episode 4, 5, and 6 in the movies, Thrawn is nowhere to be found. He's not mentioned. We don't know where he's at during that time frame in the movie sense.
Correct.
Now, jump forward. We are now in the Mandalorian / Boba Fett /
whatever next TV show.
Whatever. So we're in between 6 and 7 right now.
Yes.
And this is where we kind of think that Thrawn may reappear as a main villain in this series of different shows and episodes that are kind of coming together.
Yes, so The Mandalorian has been stated to take place 5 years after the Battle of Endor, which I believe is 9 ABY after Battle of Yavin in universe years in context. So when Ahsoka asks the Magistrate in Chapter 13, where is Grand Admiral Thrawn, that's the first canonical mention of the character, like Hoagie said, since his disappearance at the end of Rebels. So I think here's where we can go into some conjecture on the topic and why we think the Funko will increase in value. We are adamant that Thrawn will return in future properties to become a threat before the First Order in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, they need... Here's how, and I hate to jump across lines, but it isn't Disney, so I guess I can talk about it. I think Thrawn, these new episodes, these new series that are coming out, I kind of, Star Wars is kind of taking that Marvel path, where they got all these different stories they're putting together, and then it's going to come together and evolve into some kind of final chapter together. But to do that, you need a villain to kind of attach all the pieces.
Yes.
Marvel obviously did it with Thanos. I think Thrawn might be I hate to say our new Thanos, but Thrawn is going to be, I think, that villain that kind of all parties will come together to face off against. In my mind, that's my expectation of what's going to come down the road. Because we see now that Mandalorian and Boba Fett are working together.
Yes.
Baby Grogu, as we said, the cash cow of the Star Wars universe, cannot die.
Nope.
Yeah, and so when we saw, spoiler alert, the last episode when he had a choice between going to a lightsaber and joining back with the Mandalorian, I mean, we all knew he was going back with the Mandalorian because
we need to see more of him.
There's no money in, that. So, but we see Boba Fett working together. We've already seen him go and visit Luke as he's building the Jedi Temple for training. We see other characters popping in. I mean, like, it's all starting to piece together, and I think with some of the new series coming out, we're going to get some more stuff. Now, I'm going to jump back a minute.
Of course.
So we have Kenobi coming out, right?
Yes.
Okay. That is set to take place when? Do we know exactly?
I don't think they gave it a precise year, but based on recent casting announcements, I can say with certainty it takes place before the first season of Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
Because a certain character from that season is set to appear, and they don't exactly make it past that season.
So we don't know if there will any kind of prequel set up to the prequel birth of Thrawn, if you will, in that series. Maybe, I don't know. That's just speculation. But
I hate to interrupt, but that actually reminds me of something. When they brought back Thrawn into the canon and brought him in Star Wars Rebels, you just reminded me when you said pre his appearance in that. They did write, the same author who originally created him, Timothy Zahn, wrote 3 more books to detail Thrawn's kind of the in-between stuff with Rebels, the before stuff with Rebels, but nothing after Rebels. They did 3 books, Thrawn Alliances, and Thrawn Treason, which kind of interweaves itself with the plot of what he does in Rebels. And more recently, the past year and a half, they came out with 3 prequel books, which is the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, which talks about what Thrawn was doing in the time period of the Clone Wars, because Thrawn has a rich, detailed history of where he comes from and everything.
So there might be a chance that we might see, maybe, I don't know, a predated Thrawn on his uprise in Kenobi. I don't know. That's just kind of real far speculation.
Yes.
But the fact that it was mentioned that his name has been brought up, obviously, I mean, Star Wars, there's a lot of Easter eggs out there, but I don't think they're going to throw him up without really having a main villain. And because right now, they're, the Mandalorian, spoiler alert, they've kind of defeated, some of the people they needed to defeat in this last episode without going into full details. Yes. To close out the Boba Fett episodes. And now they need something to all join forces. And I think we're going to see Grand Admiral Thrawn make an appearance. So, back to our original thing. That's why we bought this. Now, we bought this, obviously we're Star Wars fans. But
yes,
we also like investing and making money. So, we think this will be a good investment. And worst case scenario, if it stays flat and stays at the price it is, well, then we got a really cool item on our hands. But, if we can make some more profit, maybe we'll buy some more cool stuff, and we'll discuss that too. But we think this is going to be a good investment. This is the 2017 Galactic Convention exclusive. Like I said, this is the Toy Store version, but there was also a convention one as well. Has a different sticker, and you can look at that if you look it up. I'll see if I can get a picture for you guys as well. But Cam, thanks for stopping over.
Of course,
thanks for
always a pleasure.
Nerding out with me as always. Yes. And guys, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. We put up all kinds of different content from movies, video games, poker, anything nerdy, we throw it out there. Make sure you check out our blog, nerdthusiast.com, where we're going to be putting up articles every week. And also make sure that you subscribe to our Patreon, where we put exclusive content out for all our paid subscribers on there. And you can subscribe as just as little as $1, and you get exclusive polling rights, exclusive videos, and actually one-on-one interviews and stuff like that we have on there as well. So check us out. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Take care.